In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. As the sun rises over the Sea of Galilee, we are reminded of the profound beauty and divine power in the creation story. This very sea is where Jesus walked on water. We will journey through the real-life locations that witnessed some of the most significant events in the New Testament. From the wedding at Cana, where water turned into wine, to the hill of Golgotha, where the ultimate sacrifice was made. Join me as we explore these sacred places and connect with the history and spirituality they embody. As the dawn breaks over the tranquil waters of the Sea of Galilee, we witness the very place where one of the most awe-inspiring miracles took place. This body of water is more than just a picturesque lake. It's a living witness to the moment when Jesus walked on water. The Gospels tell us that during a storm, as his disciples struggled against the waves, Jesus came to them, walking on these very waters. They were terrified, but he calmed their fears with the words, "Take courage, it is I, don't be afraid." The Sea of Galilee has seen much over the centuries, fishermen casting their nets, travelers passing by. But this miracle stands out as a powerful symbol of faith and trust. Even today, pilgrims come from all corners of the world to stand on these shores, to feel the connection to that miraculous moment, and to strengthen their own faith. As we continue our journey, we will visit other places where the divine intersected with the everyday, where miracles were performed, and where history and faith continue to resonate through the ages. Our journey now takes us to Cana of Galilee, a small village with a remarkable story. It was here, at a wedding feast, that Jesus performed his first public miracle, turning water into wine. The Gospel of John tells us that the celebration was in full swing when the unthinkable happened. They ran out of wine. In a culture where hospitality was paramount, this could have been a disaster for the hosts. But Mary, the mother of Jesus, noticed and quietly brought the issue to her son's attention. Though Jesus initially seemed reluctant, she simply instructed the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." What happened next has been remembered for millennia. Jesus ordered the servants to fill 6 large stone jars with water, and as they drew out what was inside, it wasn't water that flowed, but wine, of a quality that astonished the master of the banquet. This miracle was more than just an act of compassion. It was a sign, a glimpse of the glory and power that Jesus would reveal throughout his ministry. It marked the beginning of his public work and the transformation he would bring to the world. As we stand here in Cana, we are reminded that Jesus' miracles often took place in the midst of ordinary life, at a simple wedding, among friends and family. This was the first of many signs that pointed to a deeper truth, a truth that continues to inspire faith and devotion across the world. Our journey now leads us to Jerusalem, to a room filled with both memory and mystery, the upper room, known as the cenacle. It was here, on the eve of his crucifixion, that Jesus gathered his disciples for the Last Supper. This was no ordinary meal. It was the Passover, a time when the Jewish people remembered their deliverance from slavery in Egypt. But on this night, Jesus would transform the Passover into something new, establishing a covenant that would change the course of history. As they reclined at the table, Jesus took bread, blessed it, broke it, and gave it to his disciples, saying, "This is my body, which is given for you. Do this in remembrance of me." Then he took the cup, saying, "This cup is the new covenant in my blood, which is poured out for you." The upper room witnessed not only the institution of the Eucharist, but also the profound moments of fellowship, teaching, and even betrayal. Here, Jesus washed his disciples' feet, demonstrating the humility and service that would define his followers. Here, he foretold Peter's denial and Judas's betrayal, setting the stage for the events that would unfold in Gethsemane and on Golgotha. Today, the upper room stands as a sacred space where Christians from all over the world come to reflect on these pivotal moments. It is a place that invites us to remember the love and sacrifice at the heart of our faith, a love that began in this room and extends to the ends of the earth. Our journey now takes us to the most solemn place in all of Christian history, Golgotha, also known as Calvary. It was here, just outside the walls of ancient Jerusalem, that Jesus was crucified. Golgotha, meaning the place of the skull, was a site of execution, a place of suffering and death. The Gospels describe how Jesus, after enduring a brutal night of betrayal, trial, and torture, was led here to be crucified. On that fateful day, Jesus carried his cross through the streets of Jerusalem to this hill, where he was nailed to the cross between two thieves. Above his head, a sign was placed, written in Aramaic, Latin, and Greek: Jesus of Nazareth, King of the Jews. The Bible also tells us that from noon until 3 in the afternoon, darkness came over all the land. This mysterious darkness is a powerful symbol of the sorrow and gravity of that moment. Interestingly, NASA has noted that eclipses are mentioned in religious texts, including Christian accounts of the moon turning to blood after Jesus' crucifixion, potentially referring to a lunar eclipse. Based on this and other historical clues, some scholars have pinpointed the possible date of the crucifixion to Friday, April 3rd, 33 AD, when a lunar eclipse did occur. Here is a picture from NASA showing the documented proof of this moment. As Jesus hung on the cross, the sky darkened and the earth trembled. His final words, "It is finished," echoed through the ages, signifying the completion of his mission to redeem humanity. Today, Golgotha is housed within the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, a site revered by Christians as the place of both the crucifixion and the resurrection. Pilgrims from every corner of the globe come to this sacred site to remember the sacrifice made here, the ultimate act of love that offers hope and salvation to all. Standing here, we are reminded of the profound sorrow and yet the incredible hope that Golgotha represents. This hill, once a place of death, became the site of victory over sin and death, marking the turning point in the history of mankind. As we conclude our journey through these sacred places, we are reminded of the profound connection between the past and the present. Each location we've explored: the Sea of Galilee, where faith overcame fear; Cana, where the ordinary was made extraordinary; the upper room, where love and sacrifice were shared; and Golgotha, where the greatest act of love was fulfilled, holds a special place in the story of our faith. These are not just historical sites, they are living testaments to the life and ministry of Jesus Christ. They continue to inspire, to challenge, and to bring hope to millions around the world. As we leave these holy places, let us carry with us the lessons they teach: faith in the midst of uncertainty, the power of transformation, the importance of humility and service, and the enduring hope found in sacrifice and resurrection. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the real-life locations of the New Testament. May these stories continue to resonate in our hearts and lives, drawing us closer to the divine truth they reveal.